Welcome to Keysight's video series on BreakingPoint. I am Stephen Duffy, Senior Systems Engineer here at Keysight. Today we will be discussing Session Sender Lab. This gives you an easy-to-use way of validating your device or service's capability to handle Layer 4 to Layer 7 packets. Let's get started. First, open up Session Sender Lab, create new, give it a name. To create a test is quite simple. First, you pick out the test mode. This helps you set up the test easier for different test scenario requirements. You are mainly using this to choose in between connection capacity or connection rates. Next, you're going to pick out a network neighborhood. Remember, network neighborhood is the IP addresses and types of clients that you use. You can use a pre-canned or a user-defined network neighborhood. Next, we're going to set up the TCP connection limits. Here you're going to choose the rate at which TCP connections are created. Since we chose a concurrent test, you get to select the minimum connection rate as well as the minimum and maximum concurrent connections. This gives you a little bit better control over a concurrent test. Next, we'll talk about test control, which is the automation controller of the test. The Session Sender Lab works in similar format as to an RFC 2544 test, in which it can use stair steps in incremental segments. The difference, though, is that Session Sender focuses on the connection and Layer 4 instead of packet size versus rates. Step rate here is at what rate do you want to increase? Step rate here is at what rate do you want to increase. So for this test, it's about its concurrent sessions. So this is saying that the test will increment 10% of its total concurrent sessions each iteration until it hits the max. Then the test duration allows you to choose, do you want the duration limit to be for the whole test, which would be total, or per iteration. Since you're increasing by 10%, this would mean that you'd be running 10 iterations at 1 minute at 10% increase each time. So this would mean that it would start off at 10, 20, 30, 40%. Now under TCP options, there's several advanced features, but the one that most people like to look at is the data rate limit. So if you want to just use your full layer 1 capacity, you click unlimited data rate. But if you want to limit it, remember it is per interface. So if you're running 2, 4, 6, 8 different interfaces, each will be allowed this max data rate. Now the last part is payload. Most of this is straightforward. So if you check the layer 4 only box, this allows you to configure up the layer 4 configuration. You get to choose in between all zeros, ones, random data types, or HTTP. And what the HTTP does is that it does a basic GET. The next part is pretty straightforward. It just says per HTTP session, how many packets do you want to send? Then you're allowed to modify your source port and your destinations. Now, if you don't want to use some basic layer 4 headers, but you want to create some unique traffic during this test, unclick this, and then you get to choose what application profile do you want to use. So this is the big difference in between an RFC test and the Session Sender Lab, is that you can easily send out unique application flows or traffic. So basically, while using the application profile, this becomes an easy way to use and a quicker way of testing with your unique flows while having a format similar to an RFC test. Now this test is ready to be ran, so let's just go click Save and Run. As you can see, this takes you over to the real-time statistics page, so then you can analyze the traffic. If you're interested in additional information, please reach out to jointhejourney@keysight.com.